Zimbabwe, being one of the African countries which have been greatly affected by economic crises, such as further depreciation of its dollar against the US dollar. For example, recently in 2022, according to the African Development Bank, where its dollar depreciated 521% against the US dollar, resulting into an increase in inflation to 285% plus other issues. The government has not only sat down on the executive table, but also working hand in hand in order to recover from its financial problems, such as introduction of gold coins and raising interest rate from 100% to 200% to solve its currency depreciation, and introduction of the arrears clearance, or simply money that is owed and should have been returned earlier to Zimbabwe's lenders, where it is willing to clear that money, plus debt relief and restructuring strategy in order to resolve long outstanding debt, plus external arrears with creditors. Due to that effort, the real GDP, or gross domestic product growth, is recovering to 3.2% in 2023 up to 2024 through increasingly active agricultural, mining and services sectors. However, the government knows that those are not the only things enough to make the citizens, Africa plus those willing to invest and also settle in the country, to be pleased enough. The government of Zimbabwe is giving its citizens and well-wishers tears of joy as it is coming up with a number of mega projects like never before, which will make the country set pace, not only for other southern African countries, but also Africa as a whole. In this video, a look at these projects is the main focus.
We are a new Zimbabwe. We are a new era. We want a new future.
Pomona Smart City Project. After recently unveiling its signature gatehouse, Pomona City, or simply a city within a city as its owners, Westprop Holdings, call it, is an upcoming real estate project which will elevate Zimbabwe's real estate format. This $4 billion project, situated in Harare, Zimbabwe's capital, will use green energy such as solar among others, not letting out the latest technology such as surveillance cameras and gadgets, including electronic and cloud-based access technology, which will include the use of artificial intelligence, or simply AI. The green energy for this smart city, which is majorly solar, will have batteries and a charge room which will be aimed at powering the city. This city, which has been feared failed recently, is now starting to show good progress and making those earlier worried that it will never even show any signs of progress to start getting hope of its existence. The city will bring all urban aspects of living, working, shopping and playing, all found in one community, sitting on over 273 hectares of land. The city will be able to optimize its existing infrastructure such as roads, buildings, government departments, plus ecosystems. In the second phase of this project, there are plans of introducing a leasehold model, which will make property acquisition more affordable, which will be on a basis of separating the cost of land from built-up units. Homeowners will be able to lease the land from the developer, which will reduce the initial investment and land rentals ranging from $50 to $200 per month will be paid, with the lease valid for up to 50 years, which will be renewable. Under this same system, separate ownership rights of the land will be able to allow for its transfer when the building is being sold or dealing with homeowners' beneficiaries. Mount Hampton Smart City Project. Being already having the proposed Parliament building in place, giving an alarm to those willing to invest in this Mount Hampton Smart City. The city, with a proposed investment of over $2.8 billion is attracting more contractors and investors. Recently, Egypt and Zimbabwe signed a memorandum of understanding for the Further development of Mount Hampden Smart City through Egypt's administrative capital for urban development and Zimbabwe's new City Development Corporation in Mount Hampden. Being located in Mount Hampden, northeast of the capital Harare, the city will be to accommodate the already available and almost complete National Parliament, both High and Supreme Courts buildings, Zimbabwe Central Bank headquarters, a presidential palace, luxury villas, mineral auction center, stock exchange buildings among others. This city's energy facilities will be built in a way conducive for the environment with urban water and sanitation networks. African Export-Import Bank is at the front of this project's financing. Zim Cyber City Project. Being compared to Dubai high-end villas as its contractors, Milk International, a United Arab Emirates company, call it. This upcoming cyber city is adding to the already mentioned smart cities, a clear symbol of how the government of Zimbabwe is putting in much effort towards mega urbanization of the country in all ways, with much effort put in Mount Hampden area, while having a main tower, a 15-story commercial tower with a shopping complex. This city located on Mount Hampden will also have 250 townhouses, more than 80 luxurious villas, high-tech offices, among others, all sitting on over 2.5 million square meters. An estimated cost of $500 million is expected to be poured into this magnificent cyber city. Batoka Gorge Hydropower Station Project. Having African Development Bank as its lead financial advisor, this planned $5 billion power facility, which has risen from the first proposed $2.5 billion due to a number of circumstances such as inflation, is a 2,400 megawatts hydropower station set to be accomplished on Zambezi River across Zambia-Zimbabwe border, being expected to become the third largest hydropower plant in Africa after its completion. The project will comprise a roller-compacted concrete gravity arc dam measuring 720 meters long and 181 meters tall, 1,200 megawatts surface powerhouses on both sides of Zambezi River, where each powerhouse will have 6 200 megawatts hydroelectric turbines. The catchment area of the reservoir will be 508,000 square kilometers plus for intakes, which will send water to the powerhouses through 4 kilometers long tunnels, a crest-type spillway with 12 radial gates, which will be able to ensure the controlled release of flow from the reservoir. The spillway's discharge capacity will be 20,000 cubic meters per second and measuring 13 meters tall and 14 meters wide. The annual electrical power output from this plant is expected to be 10,215 gigawatt-hours. Kadoma, Sanot Road Project. In order to be in line with laid-down Southern African standards, which are declared under Southern Africa Transport and Communications Commission, Zimbabwe's Roads Department is upgrading additional 20 kilometers of this road to the already completed 3 kilometers through full-scale regraveling, maintenance among other works, linking the south of Mashonaland West to Gorge North District in Midlands. The road after completion will address challenges concerning transport faced in this area. Also 84 kilometers of Golden Valley Sanot Road to Manyotte River Bridge are expected to be completed by 2025, where the bridge borders Mashonaland West and Midlands provinces. Bulawayo Old Gwanda Road Project. with efforts for the project execution being geared by UMZI Ngwani, constituency Member of Parliament by the names of retired Brigadier General Levy, May Ilomi, and UMZI Ngwani, district-born businessman engineer Bikithamba Mabambo, by securing a loan of $150 million, which may be increased if the scope of work widens more than the initial one. The project includes a big bridge that has to be constructed on Mushabezi River, service stations, food courts and lodges. Pomona Waste 2 Energy Project. This 22 megawatts biopower project is planned in Pomona, Harare, Zimbabwe, with municipal solid waste being used as feedstock to power the facility. This project will cost over $300 million. Geo Pomona Waste Management Private Limited will set up this project as a modern rubbish processing plant where Georgenix BV International, also a partner in execution of this project. Over 300 jobs are expected to be generated from this project, plus saving of millions of dollars of potential revenue being lost, as most of the waste being generated in Harare has been being carried and processed in neighboring countries such as South Africa. Zimbabwe solar energy stations. In order to boost its electricity generation capacity, a number of solar energy generation stations are coming up in Zimbabwe. These stations will be built in different regions of Zimbabwe, and they will include Northern Belarus Solar PV Park, a 100 megawatts solar station at a cost of $125.5 million in Mashonaland West, with completion in 2025. Gwanda Solar PV Project, a 100 megawatts in Matabeleland South. Gweru Solar Station, a 50 megawatt solar project in Matabeleland North at a cost of $86.149 million, with completion in 2025. Shangani Solar Station, a 50 megawatts project in Matabeleland South, among other upcoming solar stations in Zimbabwe. Mkhosana Reservoirs Project. Being planned to be constructed in Victoria Falls City, Mkhosana Water Reservoirs is a $15 million project aimed at addressing water shortages, hygiene and sanitation problems in Victoria Falls City, Zimbabwe. Under this project, the whole water and sewer reticulation, which is a network of pipes used in water supply, will be repaired, plus making necessary changes in the system. The city of Victoria Falls being served water from River Zambezi. Mkhosana area of the city majorly faces water shortages due to lack of adequate water source, meaning that this water reservoir project will make a great assist. The ground capacity of the reservoir will be 5 megaliters, while the elevation of the reservoir will have over 0.75 megaliters of water, with the date of completion being December 2025.